What's up, Fight Family? We are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am always your host, Edwin, and where do all fights start? Round one. We have an amazing show for you here today. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about all top stories in boxing. Where is boxing headed? Where are we going with this? And we're going to talk about it. We're going to break down this Saul and Jake Paul situation, all top stories in boxing. I'm going to drop the live link in the chat. You can drop anything you feel in the chat. So let's get right into the video. Oh yeah. Mm. Oh yeah. Woo! That Dairy Queen milkshake, bro. I can't. I gotta gather up the team every time we gotta go to Dairy Queen. That'd be a mission. You know what I'm saying? Mm. You better suit up, take them sticks with you. You might not come back from Dairy Queen. Yo, but the milkshakes be worth it. You know what I mean? Suit up. Mm. Yo, you better know somebody before you go to Dairy Queen. Yo, anyway, fight fans. What do you guys think about this Saul thing, man? And right away, I want to talk about it because where is boxing headed? Where are we going? A lot of us saw Jake Paul first enter boxing. We had a lot of mixed feelings about it. Some found it entertainment, but quickly started judging Jake Paul's versus real boxers. It offended a lot of boxing fans that we were like, don't mislead people and think that Jake Paul is anywhere on the level of a professional boxer. Amateur at best, professional, no. Then when he came in, many of us felt like he was playing with boxing. Then some of us liked what he was doing because of all the eyes. For instance, um, people were saying, I didn't know any of these boxers until I saw him on Jake Paul undercard. Some of these boxers got exposure like Amanda Serrano. The things that Jake Paul did for Amanda Serrano's career, remarkable. I can honestly sit here and say, without Jake Paul, I don't think Amanda Serrano get the eyes that she deserved, rightfully. Because before Jake Paul came into Amanda Serrano and pause, right? Amanda Serrano was an established female champion. She was well into her career. She got the money, the notoriety, and the fame she rightfully deserved through Jake Paul. And the one thing that I commended Jake Paul for was that he didn't use Amanda Serrano and the Puerto Rican, race. He didn't use her, meaning he didn't drag her along for one or two fights. Then after he used Amanda Serrano's little star status and Puerto Rican fame and all that and moving to Puerto Rico, he could have took fight cards without her. But the one thing he showed was loyalty to her. I gotta admit that. Every fight card Amanda was on right next to Jake Paul. If you saw Jake Paul, you saw Amanda. And he didn't just use her. He really took a champion with him and saw something in Amanda that he wanted the world to see. And because of who he was and all the eyes he was getting, it brought the spotlight to fighters like Amanda and a lot of other fighters that were on Jake Paul undercards. So, in a way, I saw how he was bringing eyes to the sport, new fans. And I started to okay, I could see Then he started playing around with our legends, Mike Tyson. And my opinion on that, Mike Tyson might have been held back. I don't have any proof by that, but I got mixed feelings on that one. I'm going to keep that to myself. And Jake Paul started getting all these really gimme fights, MMA fighters past their prime, retired fighters, grandfathers, and getting these victories, beating on his chest like he really beat somebody. He hasn't fought anybody remotely close his age. Jake Paul's age. Young, even an amateur fighter such as himself. Just fight amateur boxers or professional boxers on day one. See how you do against them. But he needed big names. He needed those Nick Diaz's of the world, you know? He needed those guys. You know, he fought Anderson Silva, you know, all the MMA guys. But now, where are we going with this? Where are our active current champions getting involved because what? The money's too good? You mean to tell me that Saul can't make that kind of money without Jake Paul? Why is the lightweight champion of the world, middleweight, super middleweight champion of the world pulling gimme fights? I don't know. I see your point, Frontline. I see your point. But not why Saul has unfinished business. He still has all those belts at 168. There are men that have been boxing their entire lives as well and have been dreaming about getting a belt. And this dude wants to play around right now because the powers that be say that this type of shit is cool. We can now play around with boxing, jump around, fight these gimme fights in the middles and the end of our career. Floyd Mayweather did it best. He fought all those gimme fights at the end in exhibition matches. Still made that kind of money. While you're an active fighter, you should not be fighting these kind of fights and smiling for the payday. And that's what you accuse fighters of. And now, bien carifreco, he's going to go fight this fight. To what? Make this fight and then the next Terrence Crawford and walk out? I don't have a problem with that. Let go of those belts. Keep that Ringside magazine and franchise the WBC, Canelo. That's all you got to do. As a matter of fact, I can guarantee you roll a letter to all four major sanctioning bodies. Saul, he don't have the IBF anymore, but write a letter to the three. I guarantee you, if Saul tells all three major sanctioning bodies, I'll relinquish the belts, make me the secondary champion to all three. I'll be the regular champion to all three. I'll release the supers. You give me the three belts, the regulars. Let me advertise myself as such. I'll give back the real belts. Give me the interims. I'll go about my business with Jake Paul and Terrence Crawford. Because all you need is the three interims, right? Terrence Crawford fights him, is he going to defend the 168 pounds belt? No. So what does it matter to Terrence Crawford if he wins 3 interims? He's probably going to retire after that fight anyway. You didn't need Saul to solidify your legacy. All you needed to do was go up and beat him as a champion. 3 interims, you'll get credit for 1. We good. Or keep 1 real one and 2 interims. All Terrence needs credit for 1 belt for the division. If you get 3, you're still not going to get credit for undisputed. You'll only be a unified. So between 2 and 3 is the same thing. Let the belts go. Go get your money fights, bro. But when you're holding up the division, you're also holding up the future and the potential for future champions. Pacheco, he's coming up. There are a lot of people there that want a shot. Shit, Caleb Plant would want another shot. I'm pretty sure. It would wake up the division too. Those belts get announced tomorrow that they're vacated. You know how many people start in the gym? Oh shit. Then, if that's your plan, right? That means eventually Terrence Crawford is leaving the division. So fighters like Xander Zion and Sebastian Fundora can start making their way too. Let's see what happens. Where are we going in boxing with this? Is this good for the sport? Are we going to really sit back when it's convenient and when the situation is, see, boxers are all in different situations. I understand. But when your situation affects more than just yourself, you're responsible for that. Saul Canelo Alvarez is responsible for the 168-pound weight division, bro. As a champion, you're responsible for it. I haven't seen so many champions that rather face the challenges, but rather end their careers in scrutiny and controversy. You can lay your head in the pillow on your pillow every night. And you can allow your team to tell you everything you want to hear. You can kill all the outside noise. 100%, it'll always be there, Saul. I don't care how long you're away from the sport. If there's a Saul Canelo Alvarez Jr. or a cousin or a primo hermano that fights in relation to you, your career, whether you want it or not, will be attached to that cousin of yours, son, relative. Anything with your name will be questioned. Yeah, oh, you're Saul's your father? Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, you're doing good. You're fighting fights not like your dad when he dug so-and-so, 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 so-and-so. Oh, your uncle? Oh, yeah, we know Saul. Yeah, the duck, right? Yeah, that guy. Uh-huh. Oh, no, good champion. Just ducked everybody. Really didn't fight anybody. Right? And you're going to have people that say that. Is it 100% true? Probably not. Is it going to be criticism? Yes. Are you going to have those fans that feel that way? I think so. Regardless of how I feel, the boxing consensus is going to say these things. Now, I don't know too many boxers that ever ended their career without any criticism or scrutiny from some kind of fans, right? But I do know boxers, and a lot of them, that did end their career on a good note. They had more respect for that fighter than scrutiny. You know? Manny Pacquiao. A lot of people might have screwed, but he was more loved and revered. I know a lot of fighters that, look, Saul is gonna hear about that for a long time. Um, I'm not under the line where I'm saying to myself, yo, Saul, get your money, bro. Right? Because that's not Saul's situation. Had this been like David Morale or something, or Jerron Boots Ennis, right? A guy that hasn't made a lot of money, got a big name, but he ain't really made a lot of money in boxing. They made a little bit, but not much, right? And if Jake Paul wanted to fight him, I'd say, yo, go get your money, bro. I go get your money because this is a crazy sport. But since Saul is already being offered upwards to the hundreds of millions of dollars for fighting fighters like David the Monster Benavidez and Terrence Crawford and fights like this, he's not on that line where, like, you're saying, yo, go fight Jake Paul and get that bag. You could get the bag and still look good. You can get the bag and honor your division and your belt and your responsibility as a champion. So I can't say that for Saul. When he can snap his fingers and make more money than the Jake Paul fight. Saul. So it's not like I'm telling him, yeah, bro, fuck that. Get that bag, bro. Get the money, because you got to not. He could do that without you and still be honored. Give a guy at 168. If you're going to get ready for Terrence, I want to get ready with Terrence fighting fucking Jake Paul, bro. I mean, it might be easy money, but all money ain't good money. You got to understand that. I learned that as a young, all money ain't good money, man. Yeah, let's go get this money over here. Look at the situation, puppy. Nah, I'm good. Save dignity, save face. Say that you fought somebody good. You don't even want him on your record and your resume. That's a joke. When your fans and your Hall of Fame career go back and look, they're not going to say media sensation superstar, the money was so good to pass up. Saul had to take this fight. No, it's going to say you and his name. People are going to be like, Jake Paul, wasn't he an YouTube influencer? Where did he ever have an amateur career? No. How many fights did Saul have when he fought him? 60 something professional fights. Are you kidding me? This guy hasn't even fought a boxing contender. Not a ranked boxing opponent. Tyson Fury's brother don't count. He wasn't even ranked. What do he have? 4 fights or something coming into that fight? Come on, he was more pretty boy than anything. All he had is a 1-2. 1-2. I know kids in the boys club would have beat the brakes off that dude. Both of them. Come on, man. You mean it's just like, Saul, this is not the time for this, bro. You can't get my sympathy in the fact that I want you to get the money, bro. You can snap your fingers and make triple that amount. Announce you want to fight David the Monster Benavidez tomorrow. See what happens in the boxing world. You think David the Monster Benavidez won't lose that weight and go back down? That man will kill himself. All you got to do, I'll fight him. The right people. Your stock's going to take off. Shit. Even if Saul was to say he'll fight David Morrell and David Morrell drops back down, shit, I'll take that fight over Jake Paul. Over Jake Paul? Hell yeah. But, you know, I break down the Jake Paul situation, Terrence Crawford, just to like let's look at the situation, right? Do I believe the fight's gonna happen? Fuck no. Nope. Nah. That will just never, ever, ever happen. Uh-uh. You think that Jake Paul needs Terrence Crawford? You really think Jake Paul needs Terrence Crawford? How much money did Jake Paul make fighting Mike Tyson? I rest my case. He doesn't need Saul Canelo Alvarez. And you think he built this entire Jake Paul persona to go in the ring and get brutally knocked out? You really believe this, guys? You think Jake Paul would fight Saul? Yo, you couldn't get that man to stop shaking. He'll listen. He's a YouTube kid, he's been on fucking Nickelodeon, he's been on TV, he's a performer. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get up there and he's gonna talk and bleh, vomit on the mic. Saul into the ring, bro, ese tipo va a chillar goma. Take off. Come on, let's be honest. Saul's a real fighter. He's the real deal. He's the real deal. Stylistic size opponents. Shit, there's tough men in this world. Sometimes you gotta, shit. All right. Trivia, right? No, it's not a trivia. It's just a question. It's just a question. I'll keep it a question, right? Let me be honest with every fan that's watching right now. Let me be perfectly honest with you guys. Check this out, right? If you were Saul Canelo Alvarez, you possess the exact same skills he has. You are Saul Canelo Alvarez. Okay? All right. You're coming up in your career. I get you some of the biggest fights. You become world champion. And one of your biggest fights against one of an old 36-year-old, almost 1 foot out the door, legendary boxer, we would like you to fight him. We gassed you all up. You lose. Although on that night, your stock rises. He passes the torch to you as the next best thing, right? Okay. Your career unfolds as such. Chess plays out just like Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now remember, you're Saul. At what point would you have said no? What fight would you have said, yo, you know what? Enough's enough. You guys are paying me way too much money to fight these guys. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm going to go fight these tough fights. Type away in the comments. At what point in Saul's Canelo Alvarez, your career, this is you. At what point would you have said, yeah, what was that? Double X? At what point would you have said that? So, meaning, sometimes the money is good. Sometimes maintaining your success, you would have to protect that. Sometimes you got to be honest with yourself. Yo, maybe Saul wasn't the fastest. Maybe he didn't cut the best. Maybe he fought guys along this line He knew that, but he couldn't come out into a microphone and admit that he was average. Who's going to admit they're average? Who's going to admit? What boxer is going to come out and say, I can't fight that style, it gives me problems? You got to keep the appearance up, wouldn't you? So at what point do you be honest in your career? Or do you keep the money train going? Fight after fight, this excuse after this one, whatever. But not all of us are the superior boxers. And we might not all be the best, but we got the fans speaking for us. No, my fighter's the best. He'll beat your fighter's ass. Meanwhile, he's sitting back, and then all of a sudden they put a microphone in front of his face. Talk about, yo, I guess you the best, man. This dude said, and then you like, you can't back out now. At what point would Saul would have said, yo, he's too tall for me, man? Where does he admit he can't? Not in this sport. They better never see you cry. I think that if you were Saul and you were sitting on the throne like he was, I don't think there's not anybody that would say, I would have got off this ride. You know, Saul was managed well. He had an extensive career in 61 fights. Like, what? It took Mayweather 20 plus years to get 50. And that's shaky at the end with Conor McGregor and the other guy. Like, you know, and that's just 50. He got 11 more fights and he's only 34 years old. Ridiculous. Yo, I'll be surprised if Saul can spell his name in another. Jesus God. Nah, man. I hope the man the best, man. I hope nothing happens to him. Oh, I wish that on no one. I wish that on no one. So I get it. I get it for Saul. You know what? When would he have said no? When would I have had said no? You know, they like, yo, 15 million, $7 million purse, $5 million gate, $22 million pay-per-view sales. And who'd you just fight? Ryder. Munguia. When did you say no to this? Fucking Berlanga. They pay me for this? Like this? When do you say no? I'm not sure, man. I've never been in no situation like that, man. I'm just talking about the situation. I'm talking it through. I'm trying to see, yo, we Canelo, we Saul. At what point do we say let's stop this? There is just way too much money coming in for all these bullshit fights. I won't do it no more. I won't do it. $33 more million. Okay, maybe one more time. What's the name? When do you say no? I get it. I get it. I fucking get it. And as the athlete to the sport, the responsibility that they should have and the standard they should hold themselves to, I wish every boxer felt the same way. I wish that all the boxers would want to be that way. That recognize the sport as we want to know who the best men and women fighters are. It's difficult getting these fights together. And it's difficult also keeping that that we want the best fighting the best and fighters going after legacy. We support our fighter because in the hopes that one day we see them lift a world title over their head. And they became what we believe as fans. We were backing him. I told you he was going to be a champion. I told you I knew what I was seeing. That man is good. Keyshawn's great. Abdullah Mason's nasty. Xander Zion, that's a bad man. And we support these fighters. Why? Because there's a little fighter right in here that we get the gratification of watching that young man grow up through his career. And the whole time we were like, I told you he was going to be a champion. That's why some of us do it. And I wish that all boxers share that same sentiment about wanting to go after these things, but it's not always that way, is it? We start to see and hear things like this. And I make this video tonight just to come in and talk, kick it a little bit. You know, I survived the Dairy Queen run. I'm doing good today. You know? And I'm like, man, I get it sometimes, but when the warrior inside of me wakes up, and I don't want to be as as transparent, or I don't want to see both sides. There's a part of side of me that turns off, right? And I'm in full warrior mode. At that point, I don't want to talk. We got nothing to say. The only thing between us is opportunity and air. That's it. And there, at some point, even as a fan, my warrior side wakes up. He wants to go out for a walk. And these dudes is yelling his shit like, man, I'm bad, I'm tough, and everything. I'm saying, how tough are you? How bad are you? Right? Then all of a sudden, my mind starts to enter this fighter's place. All I want to do is fight. I don't want to hear no promotional company shit. I don't want to hear none of that. Get in the ring and let's fight. That's it. Sometimes I want to be, on the side where let's think things through. I've learned not to take everything for face value. Don't always read the book by its cover. Open the fucking book, bro. Find out what's going on. Observe things. I'm on that line too. But I'm also on the line where sometimes I feel like we enable these situations by supporting these fights. We as the fan, if we don't buy it, they'll get the message. They will get the message. Collectively, we can't say that we can't all communicate. Look what we're doing right here. We as fans got to really, really support our favorite YouTube content creator or the chat or the family or the channel that you're building. Why? And give it a voice. Maybe they'll listen to it. Maybe they'll hear us. But without you guys writing down what you feel, letting the boxing world know. Yeah, I could say all this. In the back of your mind, you might feel like I do when I watch most of YouTube channels. Everybody just wants my click or my like or whatever. And believe in it. Everything's fake, right? That's how the world got me. In my channel, I speak from right here, bro. And I only do this so that somebody can hear me. You. Maybe we could talk about this. Maybe we could address some of these situations in boxing that honestly we don't like. Politics, bro. Fucking politics. Whatever happened to just being like, yo, you, me, let's go outside. Right? Money, huh? Money changes a lot of things. It pisses me off sometimes though because we back these fighters, man, and other fighters' careers are being held up. There are a few fighters right now that I thought that would have been way better champions. David the Monster Benavidez had Saul gave him an opportunity. And I talked about this that I even felt like shit. David the Monster Benavidez is his record actually should be Saul's record. If you were to take the men that David the Monster Benavidez has on his record and you put them on Saul's, he'll have an impressive record. He'll have a better record, a better impressive record. Because whoever Saul didn't fight, David B. Yeah. Now David's in a division where Saul fell short. You got to also keep that in mind. Well, he won one fight. He's 1-1 at 175, technically, Saul. Yes, he is. But David's just doing it better because he's still undefeated. And just the names. So I was like, you know what I mean? Like, but every fighter's situation's different. I would love to hear what you guys got to say about this when you guys watch this video. You think that even if that fight were to occur, would it be good for boxing? Would it be bad for boxing? Would you want Saul to waste another fight, one of these gimme type fights, or would you really want him to give someone in the division an opportunity? Somebody worthy in the division, not an Edgar Berlanga or an Jaime Munguia that just walked into the division, right? Not nothing like that, or someone that didn't deserve it. Somebody worthy of a shot. Maybe go back after the IBF title. You know what I mean? Uh William Skull. There's a lot of things he can do. Just fucking Jake Paul. For any other fighter, I would have said go for it because of the money was going to be good. But you don't need him, and he doesn't need you. You both can make your kind of money without. I mean, together they could put a big payday, but they don't need each other. So I don't see no reason in it at this stage in his career. If you want to fight Jake Paul, fight these last few fights that you have, like you're claiming, like Terrence, I guess, is going to be your great hurrah. You could still double back and fight Jake Paul and still make the exact amount of money you were going to make with him fighting him. I don't think anything would change. No. Yeah, I don't. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. Roman says, I think Turkey's making Saul Canelo fight Crawford and Jake Paul to sell what Crawford has lost him. Has lost him. Turkey. That's a interesting statement you're saying there, right? When Turkey Al Sheikh hasn't made a single dime off any fight he's ever made. How could you say that Turkey lost money on Terrence Crawford? He lost money on every fight he's put together up to date. What are you talking about? Turkey's the car that he gave away, that $700,000 car that he gave to some guy in the audience, was probably more money than. What are you talking about? He ain't never, when he came out in boxing and he threw those fights for Tyson Fury, there's no way on God's green earth where he recouped a penny. He had them build an entire arena within 3 months in the sand with central air and a ring outside. He paid in a constructing crew to build that in 3 months. Even Bob Arum's on record saying, from start to finish, if you was to start that project in New York City, it would have took you 5 years to complete it. For all the high-tech shit he has inside that arena, out in the sand, just in the middle of nowhere. Just that arena alone, the event, there was no way on God's green earth he could have recouped a fucking dollar. In fact, not one of his events ever profited a penny. Tyson Fury sells? Yeah, Tyson Fury sells, but Tyson Fury's a problem. In order to work with Tyson Fury, you can only showcase him on certain parts of the world. Tyson Fury's visa has been confiscated by the FBI. His fathers, his brothers, and everybody in Tyson Fury's camp. It's no secret. The reason why they built that arena out there in the sand was because of Tyson Fury. Because he can't come to America. That's why when Tyson Fury fell and Uzyk's the new champion, the Saudi prince was agreeing with that because he could promote him everywhere on the planet. But fucking with Tyson Fury, you can only sell Tyson out there. That's it. You're handcuffed to Tyson Fury because of his involvement with the Canahans. What's their name? That mob. He's on America's Most Wanted. That dude, Tyson Fury, is taking photographs with him. He tried to strong arm Bob Arum. Dumbass. Yo, him, his father, the son, they're all on America's Most Wanted. Right? You can look at, that's not a secret. Fucking with Tyson Fury? Yeah, he sells right there. And he only sells because of the Saudi prince. The Saudi prince never made a dime off Tyson Fury. Nah. Tyson Fury is a good for boxing, the heavyweight division. He's good for it. I like Tyson Fury as a fighter. I think he's probably reached that pinnacle. A lot of drugs, alcohol, years abusing your body. I think it's all starting to catch up to him, unfortunately. Uh when he was in his prime and he had the 3 belts, and then he just went into this downward spiral type thing, and it happens to the best of us. I don't take nothing away from that. You know, you stand too close to the sun, you're gonna get burnt. Um, but Tyson Fury was a great heavyweight man. He was something else, boy. I tell you, the way he moved, he was good. He was good. He's really good. But as far as like, as far as like, his situation, it's tough. His situation is tough right now. Yeah, it's hard to like keep. Tyson out there when the Saudi prince wants to bring Riyadh season and all the cards out, and try to boost some of these fighters up and really captivate on their star status. He went out there, he got fighters like Naoya Inoue, and he made him part of the team so that they're gonna bring Naoya Inoue to Las Vegas. Um, Turkey Al Sheikh, Bob Arum, they're working close in connections. He had Oscar De La Hoya sell him the Ring Size magazine. Now Turkey bought himself a belt. I really believe that the plan is to turn the Ring Size magazine belt into an official world title where it is recognized by the boxing world and all the sanctioning bodies as like a fifth belt. Um, everybody always argues throughout time, oh, Ringside magazine, it's a real belt. Really, it's a real belt. So why is it when they announce a three belt era, the Ringside magazine was there? They weren't saying a four belt era. They were saying a three belt era. Today's time, they call it a four belt era. These are the four major sanctioning bodies, right? They don't say five belt era. When you have all four belts, they say you're undisputed world champion. Do you need the Ringside magazine to make that official? No. Why can't you have three belts in a Ringside magazine and be undisputed? That's what Tio tried to say he was. That's what George Camboza tried to say. They had four belts because he had the Ringside magazine. But did he get away with it? Hell no. We're in a four belt era, not a five belt era. So that's where, shit like that. And I think that he bought that belt and he's officially going to try to turn that belt into a real belt. I think he's going to try to, like, I don't know which way. Maybe he might keep sanctioning fees off of it and still try to make it a real belt, like, legit. He could do whatever he wants, but yeah, man, I think Turkey's doing a lot of big things for boxing. You know, I think that he's setting a precedent for these guys and really exposing these guys and telling them, "Yo, nah, we could have put these fights together and whatnot and what have you." You know, and I think he's really like calling some of these guys out on their shit, and he's making them fight each other. Whatever. What is he saying here? Are you messing with my eyes now? Whatever. Correct you if you're wrong. First, I gotta learn how to read your message in order to correct you if you were wrong. I don't know what the hell you saying there. I know that Turkey's still doing a lot of good things for boxing. I know that some of the things I question, the way he tries to have a lot of the Ringside magazines belt being promoted. You see them more now around boxers than ever before. Not like when Oscar De La Hoya owned the Ringside magazine. He's trying to bring some loyalty and some credibility back to the people's champion. So I see what he's doing, but I'm real, I just because I like some things that he does doesn't mean I'm going to accept everything that he's doing. Uh, Turkey got to respect the belts. The major sanctioning bodies are boxing. They're the ones that have the belts. That's their world stage. It's not your world stage. In Turkey, you didn't build this for you to come in and start buying everything up and changing shit drastically. There were a lot of there's a lot of honor in boxing, and there's a lot of steps and processes and stuff like that. And you coming in having this Superman, almost Superman like um expectation of the sport. All he keeps saying is, I want to see the best fighting the best. Realistically, you shouldn't do that. And I don't want to reveal boxing or expose boxing, but the truth of the matter is, you go ahead and fight 5, 6 times like that in a row. Best fighting the best, fighting the best, fighting the best. Bro, you're going to have a lot of damage. How long you think you can do that for an extensive career? 30 fights like that? You have to have some of these gimme slash tune up slash tomato cherry picking fights. All boxers have them. They all go through this little, but it's justifiable. He needs to be active, but he needs to take a little dip, you know, get back in there, get off a good training camp, let your body heal. Some of these fighters are coming up from amateurs. They were broke, poor. They came from broken homes, messed up neighborhoods, right? They barely had insurance. Throughout their career, when you can't go to the hospital and fix a fracture or tweak finger that goes crooked or the nose that breaks or goes crooked, what you're told to do is go home and rest. It'll heal. We go back and we train on throughout years of doing this. These boxers finally get into their first world title. They win it. They get a dollar. And no sooner that you get a dollar, you schedule another fight, still messed up, and you win. But at one point, you're going to have the money to take care of yourself. Your body's going to start to give out on you. Shakur Stevenson. He punched the bag, pa! His hand broke like that. And everybody said, oh, he has brittle hands. Hell no. Whatever would let you believe that Shakur Stevenson had brittle hands? He doesn't have a history of breaking his hands. He broke his other hand, had surgery, and it just so happens this one gave out roughly during that period because he was healing, coming back from this one, and he broke this one. So right away they go, oh, he has hand problems. Nah, that's about 13 years of ignoring that hand. That's what that is. It finally gave out. Vasily finally took a year off to fix his shoulder. After his father, no, next fight. No, not one gold medal, but 2 gold medals. Some of these fighters never take care of themselves. They can't afford it. They get up to this thing, and then all of a sudden you see this he taking a year layoff? Disney World. It's no Disney World, bro. That motherfucker said, I'm going to Disney World. That way he can't tell the boxing world I'm really going for fucking microscopic shoulder surgery to fix my left hand, to fix my ankle. I'm not going to announce that to the boxing world. What am I going to say to them? Oh, no. I need a vacation. Me and my wife, we want to have a baby, you know? And I think I need some time with my family. Bullshit. He's going to go get surgery. Did Floyd ever tell you he was going to go get his hand surgery? No. Floyd said, I'm retiring from the sport. I'm done. Took 2 years off and had that surgery and came back. He could afford it now. That's all I think sometimes. A lot of these situations are different, you know. I don't think that Shakur Stevenson ever suffered from brittle hands. I think that's just an accumulation of shit. And a lot of these other fighters, same shit, man. That's the only man Tyson was scared of to get David Tua against Tyson. Anyone always wanted that fight. Damn, that would have been a fucking awesome fight. Man, that would have been a great fight. Oh my God, David Tua against Mike Tyson? Bro, you mean that Mike Tyson right there? That guy right there? That guy? Yeah, listen. That would have been a fucking classic banger right there. David Tua and Ike was probably one of the greatest. I can't say Ike's last name there. I'm gonna mess it up, man. That is probably one of the best heavyweight matches I have ever witnessed in my life. Now I thought that George Foreman and Randy Lau was probably one of the greatest heavyweight matches I've ever seen. A back and forth exchange like that. Two big men, like boom, boom, boom. Ronnie Lau and George Foreman. I thought that that was probably one of the best heavyweight fights I saw, right? It wasn't one of the most skilled. It was just so much power between the two. It was exciting. But Tua and Ike, oh my God, bro. Did those men go back and forth for that long? Those were heavyweights. Yo, they were throwing punches like light heavyweight, like cruiserweight, bro. Oh my God, Tua was a monster, bro. He was like the Hawaiian Mike Tyson, and everybody wanted to know when if Mike Tyson and him. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me tell you something right now, right? All right. Listen to me. Fuck, right? Because if that white dude didn't die on Mike Tyson, cuss, Mike would have been a different animal. But we're talking about cocaine virgin Mike, bro. Up in hotel room, banging prostitutes like it's going out of style. We're talking about that Mike against that Tua, bro. I'm not sure Mike wanted that smoke. Huh? But you give me 20-year-old Mike Tyson all day, baby. Bring Tua on. Bring him in the ring. Let's go. You give me 20-year-old Mike Tyson. I got confidence in that man right there. 19-year-old Tyson. I want 20-year-old Tyson. 19-year-old Tyson was a monster, but 20 was a bit more. He had that peekaboo style down pack. That's when you could see where when Cuss passed away, the training that Cuss instilled in Mike Tyson carried him throughout the rest of his career. That's how well trained he was. After he died, just the remnants of that man's training carried Mike to fucking greatness. That white dude doesn't die, bro. I promise you. I promise. Melo Pico. Bro, Michael rock all them dudes, including Lennox. Lennox called him at a good time. Evander Holyfield, all them dudes attacked cocaine virgin Mike. A lot of the world didn't know what Mike was going through. He wasn't even a fraction of the fighter that he was. His name, they were fighting his name. Lennox Lewis beat Mike Tyson's name. Evander Holyfield beat Mike Tyson's name. They didn't beat the real version of Mike. Not that destructive, not the dude that put uh George Frazier's son out like that. Remember that? Yo, they was hyping up Joe Frazier's son. He was undefeated, big kid. He's like, yo, Mike, I'm gonna give it. Mike said, 19-year-old Mike said, Yo, y'all think he gonna beat yo, that was a massacre. What did it last? 44 seconds? That was a massacre, bro. That bomb, yo, the life. It looked like his soul jumped out of his body and took off running and slapped his dad on the way back. Why didn't you tell me this man was like this? You lied to me. Yo, Mike was something different, bro. Y'all seen that video? What Mike bobbed and weed like a 12 punch combination. He was like, slip, 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 slip. Oh, you threw the uppercut? Slip, slip, slip. Bah, knockout. One punch, yo. His defense was ridiculous, bro. These dudes is talking about Lennox Lewis with a kid. Yo, that dude was just as fast as Lennox and just as sharp. Not against Mike. And Mike, you saw it. Mike was like, psh, psh, psh. Mike had no kind of movement when he fought those dudes. He didn't even look like that. That's like when I argue points with like legends like Jordan. Oh shit. Kobe Bryant plays like Michael Jordan. I hear that all the time. I'm like, no, Kobe Bryant did not play like Michael Jordan, bro. Why don't these people stop that bullshit, bro? Kobe played like Michael Jordan in the 90s. That version of Michael, Kobe had that shit. It was like a mirror image. Yo, if you took their faces off their body, I guarantee you couldn't tell them apart. Or you could put them side like this. Whatever Mike did, Kobe did. That was 90 version of Michael. Kobe never played like Michael in the 80s. No. Kobe ain't never played like that. 63 points against the Celtics with 5 Hall of Famers on the court. 5 Hall of Famers. It was just Mike out there. Kobe never played like that. Fuck out of here, man. He played like 90 Michael. He mastered 90s version of Michael Jordan. Kobe it was like a clone. But that wasn't Michael, man. I'm talking about Mike. Come down with the tongue out, sideways, buffing it on every center in the NBA, taking it to Patrick Ewing, the Pistons. That Mike? No, Kobe don't play like that. Come on, man. People stop it. Not one day in his career he ever played like that. Fuck out of here. He played like 90 Michael. Fucking spitting image of the 90s Michael. The shooter Mike, Kobe had that shit down packed, bro. It was frightening. I was like, damn, bro. He stole his styles. Like, it was like, I was like, shit. That motherfucker looked just like Mike, didn't he, in the 90s? I was like, yeah, but how people forget. They see him and then they attach that to the entire Michael Jordan story. Like if Kobe played like Mike from the beginning. I'm like, hold up. Wait, whoa. He ain't never played like Mike 80, 86, 86, 87, 88, 89, 91. No. Mike broke his foot, came off when he came back from that cast injury. Kobe don't play like that. That man was a menace. Oh, Jordan was frightening. Yeah, needed it. No. And that's what I mean about some of these athletes and shit. They say, no, he can do this. He's like this. You ever watch that movie, right? Is it me or the third one is never as good as the first one? Right? When you watch the movie, you watch whatever part 1. That was the shit. By the time they get to the third part, you're like, this doesn't do it for me. It's always the original. Mike was fucking Mike. Oh, man, dude. Yeah, that was different. That was a different story. Yeah. So, fight fans, listen, guys. I wanted to just hop on and really talk about this Saul situation with Jake Paul and what you guys really think about this. You guys know what I feel, and like I say, I identify clout chasing. Yeah, real quick, and I know that when fighters are not getting what they want, usually two top guys to they might call themselves first. Hey, listen, I'm about to start talking shit about you, but don't take it personal and whoop my ass, okay? Just go along with it. I don't gotta fight. You don't gotta fight. Let's stir some shit up. Keep our names valid until we get our fights. Agreed? Agreed. I don't know if that actually goes on like that, right? But it seems like Teal does it all the time. Right? Right? And since it doesn't seem like Crawford got the Sebastian Fedora fight, or nothing at 154 seemed to be moving. He started campaigning for Saul. That fight fucking with Saul, it's probably further than closer away. Saul's gonna want to age out Terrence Crawford a little bit more, just by another 9 months. That will really age out Terrence Crawford to get him 38 years old, right? And Saul's smart. He's gonna get him up there in age. He's gonna get him up there in weight, and he's gonna dominate Terrence. They're setting Terrence up. The fact that Terrence is the type of person that everybody's yelling, Terrence, this is a setup. He's looking back at us. He's going, I know. Where's the door? Right there. And he's still accepting the challenge. Cocky, arrogant. Does Terrence Crawford need a rude awakening? Or is he him? Is he him? Is Terrence Crawford going to pull this shit off? Only time will tell. So these were some of the situations I was talking about. I don't think Terrence Crawford and Jake Paul will ever fight. I don't think Saul and Jake Paul would ever fight. Neither way. I don't think Jake Paul will fight Saul, and I don't think Jake Paul will fight Terrence Crawford. I don't think Jake Paul's fighting anybody of that caliber. I just think that Jake Paul is trying to rebound off his last fight with Mike Tyson. Where do you go from here, Jake Paul? Are you running out of opponents that you can just beat on? So what do? You stir things up. You throw your name next to a great one, Terrence Crawford. I really don't think that ever happened. Sorry, not Terrence Crawford, a great one, Saul Canelo Alvarez. I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't think Jake Paul would ever fight Saul. You don't do all of this to go in there to get brutally beat up, that you don't even have a chance of winning. Jake Paul's not stupid. If one thing in the world Jake Paul isn't, is stupid. He's a very calculated businessman. He knew exactly what he was getting into when he picked these guys, and Jake Paul didn't make it this far in his career for making dumb decisions. I leave you with that, fight fans. Love yourselves. And like always, give this video a like. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And like always, I'm on to the next one after this one here at